Commuting to work is rough. Yeah, I don't have coffee here. No coffee here. This is simply water. In the morning time, I drink. Yesterday, I did a get ready with me, but today I'm doing just a commute to work. That was too much trying to get ready and record, and I couldn't even wake up this morning because I went to bed late last night. So as I work in a hospital, commuting to work is what I got to do, and I don't work at the same hospital like have a regular job. I don't have a regular schmegular job, so I personally have to drive all over creation, which is not over creation, but all over town. I don't usually work close to home, which is fine for me. How many of you guys work close to home? I don't mind a drive at all, but I forgot to put my retainer in last night. Whew. I forgot to put my retainer in last night. But yeah, we are riding to work today. And yesterday's commute conversation was great. I told you guys how I work 12-hour shifts, how long I drive. So today I'm going to a different job. Like I say, I don't work in the same place every day, so which is kind of cool. I like that because it gives me difference. I got this cell phone holder and it bounces, so I'm sorry. That drives me crazy as I'm driving. But I'm on a really bumpy road. They're doing a lot of construction. So excuse me for the bumpiness. I hope my phone stabilizes it. So yeah, I enjoy working at different places because you get the flexibility. You're not inside the mess. You're somewhere different all the time, so nobody really gets used to you, and you don't really get used to them. So that is fantastic. How many of you guys work at the same place? How far do you drive for work? Most days I drive at least an hour. I don't think I have a commute under an hour. I don't think I have a commute underneath an hour. So, are the roads bad where you all live? Because they're bad where I am. But they're doing a lot of construction. Like, they're putting in new bridges, multiple bridges, and old bridges are still up. So, I'm going through this maze of, and I think they're doing like a HOP lane where people can pay to, like a Peach Pass, a Sun Pass, North Carolina Pass, Virginia Pass, those kind of passes where you don't have to stay in traffic if you want to pay. I have one of those passes because some jobs I drive to are like terrible traffic either, and it's usually coming home. And for me, when I'm ready to come home, I'm ready to come home. What about y'all? But how long do you drive to work? And my commute, like I said, is usually at least an hour at a minimum, and that's like with just basic traffic. That's not even accident traffic or bad weather traffic. That's just regular traffic for me. That is just regular schmegular traffic. So anyway, so yesterday I talked about how I got into radiology and medical imaging and how I used to drive tractor trailers, well, trucks. I used to drive trucks. I've never driven tractor trailers, but really large trucks I've driven. I drove for FedEx for about a year. For about a year, yeah. And that was to pay for myself to go to radiology school. So as I started my story yesterday, I started in respiratory and that didn't work. I did not like mucus. And you cannot work in respiratory and not like mucus. So I quickly pivoted, went to my counselor at the college, and she said, "Have you ever heard of radiology?" And I was like, "No, never heard of it." She said X-ray. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of X-ray before." Well, I wasn't even really sure about it, but I'm glad I listened to the lady because it was kind of like a last minute blip of program, and I had to decide then because it was going to close. And I was already accepted into the respiratory therapy program. But then I realized that bad boy wasn't for me. And so that's when she said, well, we still have time to get you in the radiology program. I'm like, you know what? We went over some stuff. I said, let me go for it. Let's go for it. Went for it, and then I got sick and had to move back home, which moving back home was to another state. And when you try to go to college and haven't lived in a state for at least a year, you're an out-of-state student. So the tuition is like double and triple. I couldn't do that. Plus, I was still trying to get well because I was sick. So I decided, well, you know what? Let me just move back home, save my coins, and just work. And then apply to other programs in that state, and then you could get in-state tuition. Bam, that's what I did. And that's how I got into radiology school at Emory. So, and I drove trucks for FedEx, and I saved up all my money, minus paying my car note, which is all I really had, car note and insurance. And I did that, and I'm going to tell you, I think I unloaded trailers for UPS. Was that before or after? I can't remember. I think that was, oh no, that was before. Okay. So FedEx was what I did, and drove trucks for them. It was a good job. It was a really, really good job. Great benefits. And that's what I needed as well. Because, you know, when you get older, you're not on your parents' benefits anymore. So I had really good health insurance and 401k. And it was really good. As a young person, I was like, wow. And I learned all about it. I was like, let me save some of this money while I'm working here this year. Because I was living at home. I had moved back to my mom's house. So I was living at home. So it's not like I had a lot to spend on. I was still getting well, so it wasn't like I was hanging with people, out partying my money away, no. So I just chilled, saved up my money because I knew I was going to need it, because that first year of radiology school, I could not work. So that was really important for me, and that's what I did. So when I finally got accepted I applied to 4 schools. At that time, there were only 4 schools that I knew of. I knew I couldn't drive to the outer limits of the city, like, you know, other small towns to their programs. And I didn't have much faith that those smaller programs back in 20 years ago would accept me. And that's a long way to drive, because traffic around the city is just an hour. So it was a long way to drive. So I decided, let me just go. I got 2 schools that want me. One is a hospital-based program. Another is a university program. So I was like, you know what, which one should I do? And my mom was like, you need to do the university program. And I'm like, it costs way more money. I don't have money like that. She's like, you will find the money. My mom was like, you're going to find the money. You're going to the hospital-based program. To the university-based program. And I did. I went to the university-based program. Financial struggle. I'm not going to joke with y'all. I was in there like, you should have just went to the hospital-based program. But the choice I made, I got an associate's degree from that program. Later on, that program became a bridge for a bachelor's program. I didn't take it. The first degree cost me a lot of money. It took me a few years to pay those loans back, but I was very meticulous and worked really hard to pay those loans back. And some of those loans I had to pay back was through working for the state. That's one thing I would tell people. If you're struggling to pay for school, research and find out if you're in a program that the state will allow you to work for them to pay it back. Like nursing, radiology. When I started, those were need-based programs, so a lot of times the state will pay for your schooling. Being an educator, the state pays for your schooling to pay you back for those loans. You just got to get the right loans. And that sometimes takes research and asking the right questions. But need is what they used to call them, that the state has a shortage of. They sometimes pay for you to go back to school for that. The other thing I would say is making sure that your first year, I would tell radiology students, if you don't have the work, don't work. Now, that's not But if you don't have to work that first year, I would really advise focus on that first year, making sure you do not fail out, making sure you don't burn out, making sure you don't get overwhelmed, and that you pass the course, because it's important that you pass every one of those. Because if you fail along the way when it comes to health programs, you get put out and you got to start all over. That's no fun. Nobody wants to do all that. Once you're in, it would be great to stay in. Making sure I get up at the right exit. When you start getting downtown and stuff like that, some of these exits, and your GPS sometimes is wrong because it was telling me to stay in these 2 lanes, but that would not take me to the interstate I need to be on. I was sitting there going, why is it telling me to get in that lane over there? Good thing I know where I'm going. One morning though, y'all, on my commute, okay, so I gotta tell you this funny story. It was just not my morning. And one morning, I knew what interstate to get on, but for some reason, my GPS had HOV lanes put in it, like in the settings. So I chose the HOV lane. Well, the exit was telling me to go left. And I'm like, that's the HOV lane. I can't go left. Well, I did not realize that I had HOV set up on there. And on this, I turned it off now because it took me so far out of the way, y'all. I was so late for work. It took me so far out of the way. I was like, oh my goodness. So now I'm underneath a bridge. This is a bridge, so that's why it got dark. But I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my goodness. Why did I listen to GPS? It got confused. But some mornings you just on autopilot. When you work 12-hour shifts, when you get up early in the morning, like last night, I didn't go to bed until 1 something because by the time I got off of my 12-hour shift, I still had some stuff to do with my content creation. This guy wasn't gonna let me over, and the lane was merging. Of course, I was getting over. I don't know why people got to be like that. Let's just all merge and we can all get where we have to go. I do not get it. But so the funny part about commuting in a lot of traffic, like I'm gonna show y'all this traffic now. This is the second interstate I'm on. So I was on one before, now I'm on another one. And then I'm gonna get on another one because this is a double interstate. So this is 2 interstates combined. And it goes through the downtown. Now, next I'll get on one of those that branches off. So right now, both of these interstates run together through downtown. Oh wait, I've been on 2 interstates. I forgot. Hold on. I was on one, got on another. Get over. You can get over. I was on one, got on another one, and now I'm on 2 interstates. I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. Some people's commute is just, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I've been on 4 interstates already this morning, y'all. 4 interstates. I'm on 2 right now. They merge together going through downtown, and then I'm going to branch off onto one of them. So I'll branch off onto one and take that one all the way into a little highway after that. Then I take a little highway out after that. So yeah, commuting can be fun. Takes you on different routes. Yeah. So yeah, my commute with me. Thanks for commuting with me this morning. But beautiful downtown. A lot of people on the road early. It's Friday. People are, I don't know. When you guys commute to work, do you have a lot of people on the road in the morning? Because for me, this is not a lot. It's not a lot compared to how traffic really is. Any other day, like some days are heavier on traffic than other days. And I find Friday mornings for me, my commute, are not as bad. Then Friday afternoons. Oh my goodness. Friday by 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, it's like people just do not, I don't know, they all get off work at the same time. But I'm in a lot heavier traffic Fridays after work. So I don't know. But yeah, so radiology school, I advise people not to work the first year if you can. Of course, that's not everybody's situation. I worked the year before I started the program full time and saved all my money. And then I was able to go the first year without working. And boy, it was a relief to be able to go to that program and not work. Now, I did not have a big social life while I was in radiology school because I had to focus. I was I had one chance. So as I commute to work, I get under different bridges. So you have different bridges, and so to get dark, like I'm driving at night, but you have different bridges, and then back to the light. Why? Then back under another bridge. Uh, but yeah, so that being in a radiology program can be a little lonely, but you see the light at the end of the tunnel. Haha, I'm in a tunnel. Funny. Um, but yeah, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. This commute is worth it too because, like I said, I don't mind commuting far to work. Yesterday I worked at one place. Today I'm working at another place. They all take about the same distance. Some heavier traffic than others, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't mind working at different places. I've been doing it for years, and I've worked at the same place over and over. But I like working at different places because it gives me a change of scenery, whether it's who I work with or who I don't work with, or the type of patients I work with, the type of exams I get to see. Some places do more non-contrasted stuff. Some places do more advanced type of imaging. Some places do kind of middle ground everything. Some places all they do is abdomen work, like abdominal work all day long, and that's what you'll do all day. Those are the things that you'll do all day, which is good because I remember going a couple years where I was working a couple places and they didn't even do abdominal work. So after years of doing a lot of abdominal MRIs, I was like, oh, I hadn't done some in about a year. And you get kind of rusty. So when I went back to certain places and I would get introduced to all these abdomens, I'm like, wait a second. Let me get back on the bicycle. Let me slow pedal and get back on. And then it comes back to you. And every place does abdomens differently. Every place has different type of abdomens. You know, maybe you're doing it for Crohn's disease. Maybe you're doing it for abdominal work or pain. So now I'm bridging off onto the one interstate. It was the two together. Now I'm getting on one. I'm going to take this one pretty much all the way in until I get off on a little highway, a small little highway. So not bad. Traffic is a little light over here. Then it's going to bunch up really, really heavy. So then it's going to lighten up. Then it's going to bunch up really, really heavy. So, you know, you get used to it, but you just put your car on cruise control and let it guide you in. So, you know, that's what I. How many of you drink coffee? I do not. I drink water or tea, but this morning I got water. So I am drinking water this morning. It kind of helps me get my focus when I drink water. I don't drink coffee. I don't know how to make it. How many of you guys drink coffee out there? I'm not a coffee drinker because I can't make it. So no sense in cooking something, making something that I know is not going to taste good. I've tried to make coffee before and it tastes horrible. Horrible. So I don't even waste my money on it. I'm sure there's some good coffee out there. I'm 100% positive, but I just don't make it. And I don't have the taste for coffee. I don't do really a lot of caffeine. I don't need caffeine. I am a pretty energized person, so I don't really need caffeine. I need caffeine to get me going in the morning kind of person. Once I wake up, I'm good. But water helps too. I always have water near my bed. That's the first thing I drink when I get up. And then usually on my commute, I drink water as well on my commute. I think that helps a lot. So it's pretty chill driving right here on this interstate. Not a lot of people on here. Pretty chill. I always like cruise along this highway, stretch of highway. See, yep. So not bad. Cruise along, relax. I'll read your comments later, y'all, but I can't read them now, of course. Um, be sure to let's stay positive in the chat. One thing about my page, it is all positive, especially because everybody needs to be positive, whether you want to or not. Some people wake up on the wrong side of the bed and want to try to be mean to other people and try to ruin other people's day. Look, when I commute to work, I see people, like before, the guy wouldn't let me in. That's not gonna ruin my day. Some people would let that ruin their day. And this whole thing about driving and back and forth with the person, I merged in and they got over and went on about their business. But they were literally not trying to let merge in when that's what the lane was doing. But they were on some kind of negativity instead of just let's just merge in so everybody get where they're going and we don't stop traffic, because when you don't merge, that slows and bottlenecks up everything and it affects other people. So one thing about me and this content here, if you're in the comments, I can't see the comments, but let's make sure we stay positive. Because just because you woke up on the wrong side of the bed don't mean other people did. And some people didn't wake up to a good situation, but they're gonna make it a good situation today. And that's what I see. I'm out here with fresh air. I'm out here enjoying myself, cleaning my windows because they were nice and dirty. I don't know why I haven't cleaned these doggone windows. Sitting here driving around with dirty windows. I'm like, why are my windows so dirty? Why don't I just turn on my windshield wipers? But yeah, let's be positive. It didn't take much to be positive. You say something to somebody today as you're driving. Let somebody over. If you're in your commute, let somebody over. It's not gonna slow your day down. You'll be surprised. It might even speed your day up. Let somebody over. Let a tractor trailer over. Don't try to zip past everybody. Sit back and just chill and enjoy your ride. When you get to work, enjoy the day. Start it out, turn on some inspirational music, turn on a positive comedy show. Like my husband likes comedy, so sometimes he'll just be listening to a comedy show. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing to do. You need to laugh. I think more people need to laugh. Find something or someone that makes you laugh and chuckle in the morning. If your day starts out with a laugh, can't nobody stop you. One thing about this interstate, I will say, they have a lot, because it is a major interstate. It goes through many states that I'm on now, and you see a lot of state troopers on this interstate. A lot of state troopers. So being on cruise control helps too. If you got a lead foot, it helps, because then you are not tempted to push down on the pedal to the metal. I leave early enough. In my commute, I didn't leave when I wanted to leave, but I left early enough. I left before it told me to leave because I want to stop by McDonald's and get a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. I don't know. I make them at home and they taste so much better at home. But Fridays, I don't cook. I do not cook on Fridays. I do not cook on Fridays. I don't cook dinner. I don't cook lunch. Don't want to. So all of our food is all done. We don't have, I think we got some meatballs left, but just a few meatballs. Just a few meatballs and some spaghetti. And that's it. Other than that, we don't have any food. We've eaten everything this week Thursday, my husband took it to work. I took mine to work, and we are done with the food so I won't cook until Sunday. So Friday and Saturday, we're just gonna eat what we have at the house, or like today, I'll go out for lunch. He'll probably go for lunch. Whew. Pardonnez-moi. I didn't say I wasn't tired, but I'm not sleepy. But I did go to bed late. I did go to bed late. So, which, like I said, when I got off of my 12-hour work shift, I still got home earlier than I usually do when I get off on it. Because usually when I get off on it, it's late. And by the time I get home, it's even later. No traffic, but it's a little distance. So by the time I get home, it's a little later. Then you got to wind down, get ready to go to bed, clean up. So last night I went to bed at a decent time. Well, excuse me, no, I didn't. I got home at a decent time, excuse me. Got home at a decent time, but I had to do some work. I had to respond to a couple emails. I was so busy yesterday at my 12-hour job. So busy. And then for lunch, I had lunch, chilled in the car. I was in the car and take a nap. Well, I saw one of the managers who I've been friends with for years in her car. She parked directly across from me. So we get out and we chit-chat and talk and catching up, laughing. Stood out there for another 15 minutes, talking, shooting the breeze, and my lunch was gone. So I was supposed to go to the post office, drop off some of my books that I sold. You know, I wrote a children's book, Rachel the Radiographer. It is down in the link down there, somewhere down here where y'all can see it. But yes, I wrote a children's book, so I had to ship those off. So I'm going to have to take those to the post office today. So excited. Going to have to take those to the post office today and get those off in the mail so their new owners can get them next week. Excited for them. Girl is buying some for a birthday. It's her, I don't know who it is, but it's for a kid's birthday. She was going to buy 2. So excited about that. Appreciate the support from my colleagues. It has been amazing, the support that they've given me. But yeah, can't think it really. I started this live from my garage, so we're gonna see how long it takes me. But I gotta go to McDonald's too, so we're gonna make a stop in McDonald's to get breakfast. Who in here has had breakfast? Because I have not, and a sister girl needs to eat. So I am going to stop at McDonald's. I'll probably get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. And oh, I forgot to get the drink from my house. I just got water. Well, I just go inside the facility and they have a water thing, so I'll get my watering done. Oh, that's an HIV Honda. I haven't seen that in a while. That looks different too. Some people, I like to see the different type of cars. So what made me want to become a radiology technologist? I told you earlier that I started out at respiratory and I realized that is not what I am going to be good at. I don't like mucus. So I decided, okay, let me go talk to my counselor and see what other option is. I can't do this. I just cannot do that every day. And I did, and she switched me over really quick to radiology. So glad that lady said, you know what, let me help you out. This is another option. It's so important to go talk. Don't wait till the last minute, go talk to them. And that's how I got into radiology. I shadowed and I was like, yeah, this is good. I like this. This is really good. And then I Excuse me. Woo! Told you I am tired. I went to bed after 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I went to bed pretty late, but I had to get some work done after my 12 hours. I don't think people understand what making content and working still is like. If if you could just understand, I think people think you just put up a camera and make a video. I record my videos, script my videos, make my ideas in my video. I have to find trending music if I use trending music, which I try not to use all the time because it can be a headache trying to find trending music. That's another job in itself. Um, Writing the captions, understanding social media, and then making the content, and then editing it. That is a lot. And I don't do it while I'm at work. It's just not possible. But it is a lot of work, and I don't think people realize. And I'm on all platforms. That's the thing. I've been on all platforms from the beginning. Like I'm on YouTube and everybody else. So my content goes all over, and I got to create content. And not all content is a fit for every platform. So when I do, say, LinkedIn's content, I cannot do that the same as I do TikTok. And all my TikTok content does not go on LinkedIn or YouTube or go on Instagram. Some of it just stays on TikTok because it's just I wouldn't put it on other. It just wouldn't perform well on other areas. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Trying to think. So creating content after work. Well, I wasn't creating content. I was responding to emails because I got a big surprise coming along. You guys will know about it after next week. Well, you'll know about it next week. So I will tell you next week. But I can't tell you now. I'll be able to tell you next week. And once I tell you next week, you're going to be like, oh my goodness. It's so exciting. So I definitely had to make sure that I completed that last night because it was due today. I was trying to complete it the other day, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work because I had other, so it didn't work. So that's okay. I got it done before the deadline. Emailed the lad something in the morning. It might have been 12 something in the morning, but it was close to 1 something in the morning. Sent that on to them like they requested, and woo, woo, woo. So excited. What's one positive thing you are going to do today or do that brings a smile to someone's face? I would love to know. Like for me, I'm going to make sure I take care of my patients the way that I would hope someone did to me. I saw a quote on Instagram today: be the kind of person that you wish someone was to you. And I thought that was so profound, so simple, but yet so profound. Many times people are not nice to us. We're treated unfairly. We're not appreciated at work. Just it never seems to be right for us. But that doesn't mean you have to return that same type of energy to people who didn't do anything to you. And that's one thing. When I work in healthcare, you get people because they're sick, they'll try to take things out on you, or coworkers that have a bad family life and they bring that crap to work and try to take it out on the people they work with because they're miserable at home. It has nothing to do with individuals that you work with or who are trying to take care of you. And I think if more people took into account and realized that however it is that you're being treated is not right, it's not fair. But don't return that same energy back to other people. Instead, give people the energy and the love and the kindness that you wish was being shown to you. that you wish was being shown to you. And I wish more people would do that, because they realize they'd be much happier. They'd be much, much happier. And it takes more energy to be negative and mean. It takes way more energy. I don't know. I was having this conversation with my mom the other day. I was like, we were talking about a situation, and I was like, I remember as a kid that person was so angry. Not that they were not done wrong. I'm not saying that at all. This particular person was dealt with terribly, but they got the person back. They got like compensated really well, but they meant to get that person. Even to this day, they are still. And I'm thinking to myself, whoa, that's exhausting. It is exhausting. That's why on my commute, I listen to radio, I listen to podcasts, I turn music on, I'm dancing, because it takes away the frustration sometimes of traffic and how people drive and people cutting you off and the stress of go, stop, go, stop. If I could put it on cruise control, I put it on cruise control and I put it on quick. The less my foot and ankle have to hit the gas, hit the brake, hit the gas, hit the brake, the better off I am. So now we're at a red light. Because I'm going to McDonald's. I told you, my stomach is so hungry. Oh my god, it is making all kind of noises that y'all can't hear. But I'm off the interstate on the street, but it's to McDonald's. So I'm going to McDonald's now to get me two, not one, two bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. And I don't think I'm gonna get something to drink, but I might get a juice or something. I don't know. I might. I'll see. But I'm definitely getting some food. I don't really eat hash browns. I do, but I don't think I really want a hash brown. I'm not big on hash browns. Like, I'm not really big on potatoes unless they're French fries. And I don't eat everybody's French fries, so it just a lot depends on if I want hash browns or not. 'Cause sometimes they're too greasy. There's the McDonald's. I see the McDonald's. It's right on my left, so I've got to make a U-turn. When I work is so cold, or they don't allow you to bring a heater. So I usually wear an undershirt, but it's so hot outside that it's too hot to wear the undershirt out, because you gotta come in and out, and whoo, it's too hot. So I'm like, you know what? I got my jacket. I brought a heating pad and a blanket. I bought a heating pad and a blanket. So I can't go up a turn because everybody's blocking the turn lane. So my light just changed for me to make the U-turn to McDonald's, but that's okay. That is okay. I left home in time enough to where my patient is not due yet. I'm still early, but they could move up some so I could go to the left, but that's okay. That is okay, because I'm going there. But this McDonald's, y'all, is oh my goodness, this person had like 4 car lengths in front of them. That's too funny. So this McDonald's that I'm going to, it must be new or something. I don't know. But they're super, super nice. Super, super nice people. Oh my goodness. Best customer service ever whenever I go there. This person said they're allowing the teaching hospital to pay for school, going to switch to a PRN role during the program and pick up when I can. Yep. Very smart. Okay. So this is the really sweet McDonald's. They are so nice and they are so quick too. Do y'all ever have this dilemma like which line to get in? Okay, so in line. Oh my, do y'all hear that? I picked the wrong line. The other line that I didn't pick, she's already taken 3 people. Oh my goodness. She's already taken 3 people. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. Oh my goodness, she's on the 4th person. I still. Oh my goodness. She's on her 5th person. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm finally going up. This is too funny. Is she on the 6th person?
Good morning. We
Good.
be using them up back this morning.
No. Can I get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits, please?
2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. The total would be 508. Please put around. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The other lady did like 6 people.
You need an orange juice.
Oh, this is too funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I picked the wrong line, y'all. I picked the wrong line. 6 people got the order in while I didn't even get to the window yet. So this is so funny. But yeah, so today is probably gonna be a super busy day. Fridays, everybody comes in for their MRIs, and it is super, super busy. Um, see, okay, so let's see. I forgot what I was talking about before then. Before I got in line for McDonald's, the food took away. I was telling y'all a story, but I forget what I was saying. But anyway, but close to starting my day. I love working 3 12-hour days. It is great. Um, I get all of my hours in on one. So thank you, Jeannie. Appreciate it. Yep, all positivity here. I'm in this group of creators, and it's so interesting how everybody's experience of social media is different. I've been on social media since 2019. And thank you. I need them to as readers. So thank goodness I found someone that had a little cat eye to them, red color, pretty cool. Thank you so much. And I will not stop smiling. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I will not stop smiling. Positive vibration always. Positive vibration always. Thank you for the love and the light. We all need it. And that's one thing I say. I come on here and just turn my camera on and drive. And then once I stop, get where I'm going, I answer you guys' questions. I remove the negative comments because they have no place in my space, in my energy, and they don't bother me. I'm so grown, I know who I am. And I come on here to share positivity because so many people want to further their careers in whatever. So many people feel stuck in life or maybe feel like I made the wrong decision. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Now, I'm a failure. And I'm here to tell people it's never too late. I'm going to take this off because I got to pay her.
How you doing? 2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits?
Good. How you doing? Thank you. Every morning I come, I see a positive smile.
Thank you. I love
Thank you so much. You have a good day.
You too.
See, I told y'all they're so nice. So nice. So nice. So I'm grabbing my food now. Hey, good morning. Thank you so much. You got any napkins? Oh, I got them. So that is the entrance. So I am not going out the entrance. I'm going to go out the exit. Just makes you go around a little bit, but you still get out the right way. But yeah, I make this content not for the people that want to try to bring other people down with their words, because that's all they are, is words. It's a bunch of trolls on here trying to be negative and scare people from getting on social media because they think that someone's scared of somebody with 20 fingers. No, people are not. And I am on here to encourage people to not be afraid. If you want to show up on camera and talk about whatever, your right audience will find you. And you'll be able to share some type of insight. For me, I've been able to help people learn about a profession that they didn't know existed. They didn't know that they could go back to school at 30, 40, 50 years old. They didn't know that they could do something that is fulfilling to them and be able to help somebody else. Or to just see somebody that looks like them that is smiling and happy. Because I worked with kids for a while, and one thing that I noticed, young people who were not encouraged as little people are very insecure adults who are afraid to try new things. They look for validation from people who are going to tell them, like, okay, I told somebody, they were asking could they go back to school for this and for that, and I was like, yeah, this is how you do it. You should do it and do this and do that. They went and asked somebody else that they trusted, hey, Miss Shawn told me to do this. What do you think about that? Oh no, you shouldn't do it. It's a dead end career. It's not. You shouldn't do it. You'll be wasting your time. I don't think, like, they were so negative. And I helped this person map out a whole plan of how they could do this and do that, and just to give them ideas. Yeah, I know. Yeah, YouTube is. That's why I'm gonna tell you. This group I'm in, people get so flustered by people coming in and being negative. I just hit remove, report, remove, report. You have no place in my life. Only person affects me is myself and my husband, my mama. That is it. And then my nieces and nephews. But they don't affect me that much either. uh yes, I agree. Um Thank you, y'all, for the comments. This is the right people coming in here. Yes, yes, yes. You chose them glasses yourself and didn't think they made you look insane. Why would I think it? See, this is what people come. They don't think that's a negative comment, but I only read it out because this person thought they were being funny. But what they don't know is all the wonderful comments I've got of how good I look. And I know I look good in these glasses. That's why I bought them and you didn't. But anyway, I appreciate all of you all in the comments. Thank you very much, Chaz. Thank you. I even wrote a book, a children's book, and she wears these glasses. The illustrator illustrated her with these glasses, and I thought that was so cool. And the announcement that I'm going to be making next week after Tuesday is huge. And it's because I ignore the people on social media who want to try to tear you down. Y'all, I'm just here to tell you, sorry, I was next to a car with a muffler thing going on. But before I get to work, I'm almost there. I want you guys to really, really hone in on this. If you want to do something, don't let the bots and the trolls get to you, because your blessing is so close. Your talent is going to take you somewhere you never imagined, and you're going to be so shocked at those that appreciate. When I wrote my children's book and developed the character, I had some people say, I don't think anybody would buy. I had a big YouTuber tell me that my product would not do well. Didn't even look, and I was just like, you haven't even looked at the product. Don't listen to people, even if they have a lot of followers, even if they're connected to some of the biggest names, even if they think they're very, very smart. Don't listen. Do you, and figure it out along the way. Because unfortunately, people don't know what you bring to the table. And you sometimes don't know what you bring to the table. I am so excited about Tuesday. The last couple weeks have been just amazing for me in my hard work of being consistent on social media, y'all. This is what I'm saying. You may not see it. I ran my podcast. I've had my audio podcast since 2020. And when I look at my numbers, this is another example of why you do not listen to people. They don't know what they're talking about. Especially when they're negative. My podcast, I just was invited by Riverside to a podcasting event. I went with some really big name podcasters, and when I ran my analytics numbers down to them, they were like, oh wow, that's your audio podcast numbers? Like, my podcast retains 71% of my audience listening to my podcast. Yeah, that's huge. A lot of places don't have that. A lot of podcasts do not have that. Most podcasts don't even last very long. I've had mine since 2020, and my retention numbers of my audience and community that comes back is huge. So this is why I tell you. I started my podcast with someone else on another topic. They told me they didn't want to do it anymore, and they backed out, left me all alone. And I was so like, what am I going to do? Should I just stop the podcast? Should I not do it anymore? And I almost stopped the podcast. Let me see if it's a parking space right there. No, I'm a park right here. So I said, well, what I'm going to do is I will just let the podcast go and I'll stop it. And then I was like, no, I don't need anybody to do this podcast. This was my idea. I'm going to stick with it and see where it goes. It got me invited to a cohort with individuals who worked with iHeartRadio and other stuff. And I'm going to tell you, I'm glad I didn't stop my doggone podcast because someone else decided they didn't want to do it. I'm telling you, don't listen to people. I'm going to put my shade up because it gets really, really hot. Really, really, really hot. Put my shade up. After my long commute, but I got my breakfast. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera. There we go. Get that up. This shade does not really fit this car, but gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. Take y'all back there with me. Okay. Because I don't drive with socks. Let's see if I can. I don't drive with my shoes. Which I'm trying to stick this. I don't think it's gonna stick, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna have to sit you there. So I don't drive with my shoes, my actual hospital shoes. I leave them in the back of my car. I got socks today. Yesterday I didn't have socks. So I actually bought socks today. And I'm putting my shoes on. Yeah, so I leave my work shoes inside of my trunk. And I drive with my flip-flops. I just don't like hospital shoes. Hospital shoes on my, because sometimes I don't drive with shoes, so. Okay, and I told you I got my heating pad. Your girl gets cold. And I got some snacks. Actually, just sweets that I don't need. Okay. So let's put all this stuff in my car so I can go in and clock in and get to work, because I probably got patients that are interested in getting their scan done. There we go. Okay. Dropping stuff. Okay, I don't have enough hands. But I don't want to drop my tablet. That's what I don't want to do. Oh, and ain't my jacket. Because it is freezing inside of there. I know I got a lot of stuff. Okay. Thanks for the sub, Mark. Thanks. Radiologic technology. Today I'm doing MRI. Thank you so much, Lydia. My podcast is about radiologic technology, career stuff. It's called A Couple of Rad Techs podcast. It's actually on here, the video and audio as well. It's on YouTube. I stream it through YouTube, the audio and the video. But yeah, I've had it since 2020. Let's see. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. So y'all, I'm going in. I cannot record inside, but this has been great. Thank you all positive people. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Friday.